Welcome back to Pole Barn Garage, where we're back with the 1960 Ford station wagon, and it is time to drive this thing to Texas. Well, not quite. There's a few things I want to wrap up. We need exhaust. We're going to get that done tomorrow, and I'm going to go ahead and change the carburetor out to a standard square bore carburetor. I've done a few things since you've last seen it. I put a window glass in this side. We've got authentic Mexican blanket upholstery now, but I don't trust this carburetor to save my life. It's a Motorcraft 4350. I just don't think it's gonna make it there for us, so I'm gonna change it out for a good old Holly. And to do that, I actually had to buy a special adapter plate from Transdapt that has the little ear that'll cover up the EGR port in the 460 intake and adapt it from spread to square and do a good job of it. Here's the carb I'm gonna run with, the old 600 Holly, 650 Holly, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I bought it off a buddy of mine, and he said it ran, so we'll take his word for it. I'm gonna remedy this fuel filter situation, because I do read my comments, so if you leave a comment, I will likely see it. You guys advised me to put this on the pumping side of the pump, not the suction side. I've got an ace in the hole over the other guys, and it's you, because I actually read my comments. You know, sometimes you guys are right. I mean, I don't want to go all Mr. Rogers on you guys, but I do occasionally make mistakes, if you can believe it. So, I don't know, there's some value in paying attention to what others have to say. Like, how did I discover this adapter plate? I read the comments, you know. Well, let's see. Oh. Okay, so we definitely have a dead drain on the battery. Well, I'm not going to address that. Let's just go get a hot battery to throw it. We'll just have to remember to unhook that every night. That's pretty good. I don't feel like listening to open exhaust on the way to the muffler shop, so we're going to trailer it there. And maybe I'll drive it home. Over here at Rose's Muffler, Grandview, Missouri. It's where I get all my exhaust work done. You should too. Let's fetch our wagon and try to drive it home. First time it's gonna have really driven in a while. Yeah, with exhaust pipes. Let's see how she does. It's the first real drive this car's had. It'll be a good little test run before we actually hit the big road. I hear some squealing. I know that belt is definitely going to give us problems. And I hear brakes. Yeah, it is brakes. Squealing pretty bad. They're grinding. I might have set them up too tight, I guess. Oh yeah, they're dragging. Well, maybe they'll self-adjust on the way home. And by that, I mean they'll just, you know, grind down to nothing. All right, on the highway. First time in, well, probably a very long time. It's so quiet. Love it. Those are just factory dual exhaust on here. Good for a road trip. No mirror kind of sucks. Only got the rear view mirror. Side mirrors were optional in these cars. Not sure how fast we're going, but it actually drives really good. Pulling 3,500 RPM. We got to fix that before we go. It's got a 411 gear in it from the factory, being a 6-cylinder car. Man, she runs good though. Staying cool, good oil pressure. Good 460. Good brake test here. Coming off the highway. Smell some burning oil. Oh, yep, yellow light, and oh man, they stop pretty good. I don't know, maybe I don't want to mess with them. I realized I didn't even show you how it sounds. So quiet. I don't have my my prop rod for this. So this is it takes 2 people to fill this tank, actually. Whoa. Okay, you know what? Maybe we crack one of these too while we're here, but she's building up some pressure. So I think I am going to have to put a vent on this tank. The comment section kindly reminded me that you still have to vent the tank, stupid. You know, thanks for that, guys. Some of you were nicer than others.
You're leaking some green stuff up front.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank you.
Oops. No, it's just the overflow.
Oh, okay, cool.
This dude, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Everything else looks okay. I probably have it a little over full with the way that this is set up here.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, how about I'll rig up an overflow tank on it before we head for Texas.
But this is so environmentally friendly.
All gassed up. Starts okay. I can live with that. I don't know if you can hear that. Very annoying. Very annoying. We gotta address that. Although it seems to be getting better. It could be fixed by the time we get home. You never know. Freaking dashboard's so shiny it's reflecting off the window. At halfway home, no complaints. Behold the handling prowess of the 1960 Ford Country Sedan. Yes, it's actually pretty good. I'm a little bit impressed, actually.
But as it turned out, Dalton should not have been impressed. This is foreshadowing.
What the hell? We made it. This car's terrific. Well, just in time, our new third member for Quick Performance has shown up. 323 gears in that as opposed to the 411s in this, with a lube locker gasket. Let's go ahead and get that swapped out in the 9-inch. Anytime you're changing out gears, start by drop the drive shaft. You gotta pull the wheels, pull the axles out just a bit. We'll start with the drive shaft because, well, I just put this in, so it'll come out easy. The rest of it, probably not. When these things have been together for a while, they tend to fight you. Oh, come on. It's got this stupid snubber thing on it. Oh, it's gonna make me actually take it out of gear. There's drive shaft out. We don't have to pull it all the way out or anything. We could just kind of let it hang here, do its own thing. This is gonna be interesting. They don't really come out of here very well. No, come on. There. You take out the 4 bolts that retain the axle, pop the axle out, repeat the same thing on the other side, and then we can go ahead and unbolt the third member. These don't just slide out once they've been in there for 60 years. You really would use a slide hammer attachment for them. Or what I do is put the brake drum on backwards, put a few lug nuts on it, then I use the brake drum as a slide hammer. Come on. Maybe it's time to get the big hammer out. We need a Ford wheel.
Oh.
Going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Not good?
No. This axle bearing doesn't sound very good, but it doesn't have a lot of play in it. I think it'll be alright. I just kind of flushed it out with some brake clean, and I'm soaking it with penetrating oil so that it'll get something in there. It's lubed by the diff lube, so with some grease, I think it'll be alright. If it was walky or I could move it up and down, I would worry about it, but I think it's probably okay. Oh, finally. Same thing over here. That sounds really not good. We're out of time, and I don't have time to replace them, get new ones. It's not going to happen, so prayer will be the answer.
So I'm cleaning up the wheels. You just spray it on there. And it turns out really good. You just take a toilet brush and clean it.
Gotta go excavating here. Now we know this is a 9-inch rear end. Well, 1, because it's the only rear end they used. 2, because I can't get a socket on this lower bolt here. You see these? Even a 14, which is a little bit smaller than a 9/16. Still really sloppy on them. I've never seen a vehicle with just literally the hardware has rotted away quite like this one.
It's not even that rusty.
No, I know. Like, the car's not that rusty. How did the bolts rot away? Oh, they're not rusty. They're just universal sized. Oh, yeah. Alright, all the nuts are off. Now you run that jack up. It should try to pull the bottom away. It's starting to leak now, so it is working. There she goes. Oh, I missed. Well, there was grease in it, so that's something. Come on. Timber! I gotta pull the pinion snubber off of our factory third member here. We're gonna need that to control all the violent power of that Smog 460. This is our new third member from Quick Performance. They're my go-to when it comes to anything related to differentials. I told them to just give me a cheapy 323 third member with some kind of limited slip in it. This does have a clutch type limited slip in it. We have to use a posi additive. This is going to be great. I have basically the same thing in my Torino, and I have beaten the hell out of it, and it hasn't missed a beat. Ah, yes. Now it looks like crap again, just how I like it.
What is that bump stop for?
So as a vehicle accelerates, the rear end wants to climb. This hits a plate under the car, and so as it climbs, this will stop the rear end from climbing too much.
Oh.
And there it was rubbing. You can tell it's been hitting it. Get our lube locker gasket on here. I'm kind of spoiled by these things. You know, I used to just RTV them all in. I do allow myself a little luxury sometimes. Just pick this up and put it on there.
That easy.
Put a safety nut on here. Just need a little persuasion. I don't know how much it actually holds, but JD's opting to use the rear fill plug, the original fill plug, as opposed to the new one, because it's easier to get to. You fill it up till it comes out.
Okay.
So take that off. You have to snip the end of it.
Yeah.
And show what we're using here. So this is Castrol with limited slip additive in it. You have to have that if you have a clutch type differential. It's a friction additive that helps the clutches stick. Well, I hooked up the voltmeter, but it's not really so I can keep an eye on the battery. It's actually so that I know when the belt flies off. Whenever it quits charging, it's time to pull over, put a belt on it. You can hear that belt, sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm accessorizing further. We have the Hula Girl, the fuzzy dice. I have the vintage Arrow whatever compass there. This is a traffic light signal thing. You put this up here, and if you're parked under a traffic light, which in a car like this, where I actually can't see like this much, when you're parked under a traffic light, this will light up. It'll catch the reflection of it. It'll turn red or green or yellow. It'd be cool if we get these air vents to open up. So those are piped through the fenders. When you go down the road, it sucks up cold air and just blows it right at you. Yeah, it's damn near air conditioning while you're moving.
I think mine does that too.
It does. Well, I got it open. There we go. Some may call me paranoid. Me? I say I'm prepared. I know I have a belt alignment issue. I bought 16 belts to bring with us. Surely these will make it 2,000 miles. What I do is I go to O'Reilly, buy everything I can think of that this car might need. Fuel pump, alternator, starter, voltage regulator, coil, ignition module, etc. And if I don't use it, I just take it back and get my money back. It's free insurance. The old adage, if you bring it, you won't need it, has always been true for me. We've been doing some last minute preparations here. The car's acting kind of funny. I kind of drove it around to break in that diff, and it was cutting out and stuff, so we vented the fuel cell. I went ahead and threw a cap, rotor at it, and some plugs, and found a wire that had a bad spot in it. It's going to rain, at least for the next couple of days. I rain-X'd the windshield, but then we hooked up the vacuum line to the vacuum wipers, and they actually work. So they don't work great because they're vacuum wipers, but they do function. So we'll have to put some blades on them. O'Reilly's had the actual correct stainless steel wiper blades in stock, which I'm very picky about. I like them. And there we go. Wipers. Oh no, it's raining. Ha-ha! Come on. You can do it. That's crazy. Honest to God, I don't think I've ever seen vacuum wipers actually work. And the weather's beautiful. What a day for a road trip in a car with vacuum operated wipers that started working yesterday. We're actually gonna drop the fish off at my parents' house. It might be a little too hot for him in this car. Make that stop, and then it's on the road to Texas. To the beach. I mean, this weather just makes me want to go to the beach. Oh yeah, the hula girl, she stripped.
Censored.
Battery didn't die overnight, so that's fixed. Ah yeah, this is gonna go really well. Ignore the sounds, but the sounds are fine. Those are normal. This, not so much. It's kind of hard to drive. Not impossible. Ow. But yeah, it's difficult. This is great. I love this weather. Oh, there they go. Oh, cool. I get to see for a few seconds. Plus side, the car's running good. I mean, you know, I'll take that, I guess. I have reattached the wiper knob. It had a set screw that was loose. Tightened it up, and now maybe they work. We shall see. These are, you turn it up, crank up the vacuum, crank down the vacuum. That's all that is the speed. Well, the wipers just kind of do their own thing, but we're about 10 miles into the trip, out of a couple thousand. And so far it's been hell. So I mean, we can only go up from here. You know? I can actually see the road better through the camera. Maybe I just drive like this. I think this is a leave the keys in it kind of trip. Maybe someone will steal it.
That's fine.
Shit. Maybe it'll be. I need to be more positive, or maybe less realistic. Before we get too far, install manual wipers with this twine. If you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. They seem to go down pretty good. They just don't really go up very good. So if we just tie this here, I can just pull them up, and then they'll fall down on their own. The National Interstate System was in full swing by 1960. About the time this car was made. It was time for American families to hit the road and go cross-country in their vehicles. This hasn't done that in quite a while. But we're back on the highway for the first time in probably a very long time.
We lost our string. Alright.
Yep.
Tie a kite to the end of it.
Come on, blow this way. Blow this way. It won't do it. Oh! Ah! The good thing is, if we wreck, we'll die instantly because we have no seat belts or anything. I mean, it's just like 1960. It's 65 at 3,300 RPM now instead of 36 or 37. Not a huge gain, but it'll help some. Yes! I am a master of all that is machine. That's not good. Starting to climb. It's not going to get any better on the way there. I see it backing off a little bit helps. Might just be pulling too hard. Well, I think we're going to have to pull off and see if we can do anything to remedy that. Unfortunately, we're about an hour in, and that's not going to get any better. The plus side, you've made the hula girl a dress.
Yes.
Oil leak up here. Nothing too crazy. Oh yeah, it's absolutely vomiting oil out of the front seal, so that's that smell. That's okay though, we can deal with that. It's definitely quite swollen. I'd like to get a temp gun too, just to verify that gauge is actually accurate. So right now, obviously it's sitting and it's heat soaked. So we're sitting at 240 via this. I trust this more than that Equus gauge, honestly. 220. And dropping. So we're at around 210. Let's go look at the gauge. The gauge says damn near 230. It's 20 degrees off. Yeah. Much better. This is also much better. I don't know why. the rain has returned. See, I can pretty well maintain about that much windshield wiper. It could be better, I'm not gonna lie. It's not the best. You know, Ford really should have done something better than this. You know, guys, I always say get your stuff out and drive it, but this is absolutely terrifying. I don't. There's no. I've driven worse cars, but this is really bad. I really hope we live. That'd be great. Uh-oh, my string slipped.
Oh, crap.
I lost my leverage. Oh, man. I hope this isn't the whole trip. We're not even 100 miles in.
Even if we wipe it off, it's no better.
It's like the outside of the window's fogging, and I don't even know how that's possible.
It's really weird.
This car defies physics. Oh God, please be at least a brake. Look at my string. It's fraying. It's cold. Houston, we have a problem. Maybe the Dollar General twine wasn't the answer. So on the plus side, I have circulation in my fingers again. On the not so plus side, I can't see again. God, I think it's letting up.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, stop for gas. I want to verify the temp. 220. I mean, it's not good, but the gauge does say over 230. So 220 is not good, but it's better than 230. Well, that's less than ideal. I'm doing it while it's running, so that's something. I checked the oil, it looks fine. It's definitely running hot. My next step will be gut the thermostat. Don't want to do that right now though. I have another idea of getting a heater core and making an auxiliary cooling system for it. I just have to find an auto parts store that's able to comprehend I need something with 2 5/8 nipples, you know. 10 miles to the gallon, about what I figured, honestly. Although we weren't driving the speed limit any of that time. That's not very good. Yeah, well, let's start in thermal meltdown mode.
I'll be darned.
It sounds like it's running fine. And it didn't burn any oil. Let's get some lunch and let this thing rest.
After the car cooled off, I decided to take another look.
I noticed I popped this off to check the coolant. It pushed a ton of air out. Wondering if we need to burp it. It didn't take very much. Let's just keep hauling. Now let's take a scenic byway, huh? Also, the car seems to like this kind of road a lot better, so this might be a little easier on it.
Wow.
Impassable during high water.
Oh.
In other news, sticking to the back road seems to have helped, keeping it around 55, 60 instead of keeping up with traffic. You know, it's really not moving off of 190, so if that's what we got to do, we can do that. That's all right. You get to see more stuff that way anyway. Oh, son of a bitch. You hate to see it. Oh, hello.
Bingo.
Hey, hey, hey. Whoa.
Wow, with the return and everything.
Yeah.
Go.
just have to modulate the throttle. And down. And up. And down. Oh, I got that. Whoa!
Go.
And down. And up.
You won't get car sick at all.
Up.
Don't lose the climb.
You can floss your teeth and wipe the window. Beautiful Oklahoma. I bought this new old stock cigarette lighter, but the damn cigarette lighter's so wore out it doesn't stay in. I paid $70 for that. That's how dedicated I was to this car. Note how I said was. That's a little foreshadowing there. Yeah. I've been pushing it a little harder. We're climbing right back up in temperature. Bonita's got a cool downtown. It's historic. It says so on the billboard off of 44.
Shouting sack.
Shout and sack.
Okay. That's a combination of words I've not seen before.
Is that? Now we used another 8.7 gallons. And I think we went about another 100 miles, so it's doing a little bit better off the interstate. We'll probably keep that up. And we're still running hot, but there's just nothing we can do about it, I'm afraid. What do we got for oil? Totally fine. So that's pretty impressive, actually. Considering the leak it has. Maybe it's leaking, maybe it's over full. That could be it. I think we're gonna try to drive another maybe 4 hours or so, 4 or 5 hours. Won't push it too hard, but let's get as far as we can. Damn thing doesn't run that thing. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't understand. It wouldn't have made it this far if anything was like super bad. So let's continue pushing our luck. That's not how that works at all. It is not happy at all. I don't know what to do really other than just keep pushing. It is what it is. Oh man. Maybe we can get a somewhat more knowledgeable counter guy or just someone who will let me go look at their heater cores. I'm not ruling out the auxiliary cooling system idea. I've had enough of this. It's pissing me off. So I'm gonna try something dumb. It's never gonna work. I bought this random heater core at O'Reilly here, and wherever the hell, Oklahoma.
We're in Pryor.
Oh, Pryor, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
So I don't think we want to put it in front of the radiator. I don't know, maybe. You know, if we just mount this, this will be an auxiliary cooling system. Maybe. What is it for? I don't know. It would look like it had the right ends, though. Yeah.
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 Sure.
I don't know. I am out of ideas other than remove the hood, but I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to gut the thermostat, and we'll see if that helps. If it doesn't, then we're just going to drive it till it melts down. Now I feel horrible about this, but I didn't break any of them. I can straighten that grill back out, and I have an extra at home. That's if we continue to own this vehicle. I don't know how well this is going to work, but in my mind, it's just like adding some more rows to the radiator. It shouldn't matter that it's in front of it. So now we just hook the heater hoses here, loop them back to the engine, and we have an extra, what, half a gallon of coolant maybe? I am desperate if it's not apparent. So I'm gonna gut this extra thermostat I brought along. You don't ever want to just not run a thermostat. You want to gut them or run a washer in their place. You want to restrict the flow a little bit. You want to slow it down so the water's got time to absorb the heat. So what you do is you just take the guts out of them, snip them open like this, and then I'll drop that in there and maybe it'll work. I don't know. I'm sure that's not going to cause any issues down the road.
Definitely not.
No, that's fine.
Real good for the environment too.
Son of a bitch. But I didn't see anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright, I gotta get the new gasket I put on yesterday off of this. Then we'll glue it on here to our newly gutted thermostat and our new auxiliary cooling system.
Ta-da! It looks like it would work, like it's bad enough to work.
Honestly, it should. It should be increased capacity. It's no different than turning the heater on in a car when it's overheating.
Da-da-da!
Well, let's see what happens, I guess. Burp, damn you.
Burp the baby.
Right on the alternator, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's not gonna live very long. Well, there's no thermostat anymore, so it should just start going. Yeah, look at all the foam. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's flowing stuff through it, by God.
Oh. Just gonna act like that didn't happen and head over this way. Sir, you're kind of messy.
Oh, no. It was all in, that's rain. Acid rain.
Oh, yeah, that government engineered rain.
Well, you know, people just don't respect the environment, and that's what happens, you know?
Well,
Look at there. There's no way. I mean, we haven't gone anywhere yet, but I'm still calling that a win. It would have already been hot by now. Yeah.
well, we're going for it. Oh. Onward. Thanks, O'Reilly's.
Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if this excitement is short-lived, but so far, so good.
Well.
Quick, we gotta join the pursuit. Since we can do that now, since the car's been running cool-ish. I mean, it's definitely warm, but it hasn't even gotten close to 230. And that's good. We've been driving, what, 30, 40 minutes or so? I've been cruising too. I've been pushing 65, 70. We could not do that before. So, onward. We got an hour and 20 to McAllister, Oklahoma, and then a beer and bed.
Yeah. Several years.
Alright, well, we just pulled off of a good little run on the highway there, and this sumbitch is running great now. My genius knows no bounds. We got 56 more minutes to get to the hotel, and I'm feeling better than I have this entire trip, to be honest with you. And of course, Google Maps is taking us the incredibly scenic Hills Have Eyes route, which is just wonderful. I love it. It wants us to go straight here, doesn't it?
Yep. It wants us to go straight.
Awesome. Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
Quality stuff from them, as always.
Just fantastic. Ooh.
Oh, this is bad.
This is how the car falls forward.
Well, I was feeling good about the whole trip. Honestly, it's smoother than most Oklahoma roads. Oh, damn.
Damn. Oh, you beat me to it.
Ha! That is.
Well, we made it to the ocean.
All right,
Yeah, it's you holiday. Alright.
We're gonna get gas before we go to the hotel. We're in Quinton, Oklahoma. I'm dumping everything out the door.
Same bottle every time. You think maybe you'd throw it away?
I did throw it. No, it's a different bottle.
Oh, okay.
I just keep putting them in the
My
same
bad.
place. Well, it's definitely hot. I don't see anything going wrong yet. That of course means nothing. But so far so good. It works. 10.7 gallons. That was about 140 miles-ish. So it's actually improved on fuel mileage by being able to drive a little bit faster. Probably getting into the torque band of that engine a little better. They call me crazy, but I think it's good.
But as Dalton would soon find out, it was not good.
Stampede! You know, mirrors really shouldn't have been optional. I'm just gonna say it. You know, that it's a hot take, I know, but I'm saying it. You need side mirrors, at least one. We made it, McAllister, Oklahoma. Random generic hotel, excellent. I need beer and food immediately or I'm going to die, so we're gonna go do that right now.
We stopped at Captain John's in McAllister, Oklahoma for some supper, and it was absolutely delicious. Highly recommend that place.
We are now both uncomfortably full.
It hurts. And I have more rolls.
Nobody stole it. Damn it. To the hotel, one to a bed. Good morning. We're back out here. It's still here. Nobody stole it. It's just unfortunate. I mean, the title's in the glove box, you know. Just saying. Do our typical morning ritual. Make sure the heater core is still doing its thing. Seems to be. I can finally touch things in here, which is nice. Let's top that off. It's a little bit low. Check the oil. Looks like the oil is fine still. So that's kind of impressive. Well, nothing not to like about that. Stupid car. Alright, well, let's go find some breakfast. The ultimate and reliable road trip breakfast. Denny's. I have never seen a Denny's this abandoned in my life. Is this the Twilight Zone?
This may be the bad Denny's, the one in the whole nation.
Well, let's eat here.
Okay.
After a gloriously subpar Denny's experience, it's time to get on the road and head to just north of San Antonio to Dr. Lee's house. I'd like to visit him, so let's go there. Now, 77 miles an hour. Not as fast as I would like to go with this thing anyway. Oh my God.
Oh, look at all of that. Martial arts.
Is that the guy from Napoleon Dynamite?
It might be.
Pretty sure we're in Texas. There was a little sign back there, but not much.
I thought that sign would have been bigger, you know, since we're in Texas.
Yeah, Texoma. Lake Texoma. All their highways are asphalt here. It gets very hot, and there's a lot of oil tankers on them. So they're all rutted to hell. And this car, needing a front end alignment, is just almost impossible to drive at any kind of speed. You get patches where it's okay, but then it'll just grab a rut, take you for a ride. I'm really hoping we're not on this the whole way down. That would have been the advantage to driving 35, is it would have been in better shape. Look at those pumps. I don't see anything wrong right away here, except for our front seal leak is becoming a little more aggressive. I think we even left a trail pulling in here. So that's a dime. Oh, never mind. Everything's fine. Yeah, look. Oh, vet. Probably ought to check the oil. I think it's evacuating it a little more rapidly now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's still totally full. It must just look worse than it is, but we actually, I mean, you can see it. We're leaving a trail. Won't be too hard to track us. All right, well, let's see what a new highway does for us. It can't be any worse, right? All right, this looks better. I'm seeing what I-35 is like, and so far it's much worse. And the car kind of hates it. But, I don't know, maybe we can pick up a little bit of time if we run it for a little while.
But we in fact lost time because it wasn't long before I spotted CTC Auto Ranch off the side of 35 and had to stop in for a look.
The car needs a break anyway, it's getting hot.
Okay, let's do it.
I've always wanted to see what this place is like. Oh, look at the 70 Torino right there. GT. Oh man, maybe we, I mean, definitely wouldn't trade this off. Full air. These are neat. Studebaker wagon. Econoline.
Oh, how cute.
Bet that Ranchero's got a 460 in it. Pontiac. They let us into the yard here at CTC. I never met these guys in my life, but it is not open to the public generally. I sweet talked my way in with koozies. I like this little four-door Cutlass.
Nice.
We could drive that home. It's an old, oh, the column's gone. We can't drive this home.
Okay.
Yep. Look at that big old boat. Little Sabre. Now that would drive home. In comfort, too. Oh, an SX4. That's cool.
It's so cool.
Stick, too. Or
Yeah.
it was. It's custom bodywork there. Held up pretty good.
Yeah.
A jug!
No, Dalton, come on.
No, then-
Come on, Dalton.
This place is tremendous. That's a Pinto. Everybody says your Mustang 2 is a Pinto. This does, there's nothing like this. They're sort of on the same
No.
front half of the platform.
It's got a pony on it. That's the only thing.
Kind of interested in this because actually, if it's a 460, I need the motor mounts. It's not. Okay, well.
Maybe we'll find another one somewhere around here.
I'll ask them too, well, because this would be a good, that would be something they'd rob. These guys would know that 72 and up 429 or 460 motor mounts for a Torino or Ranchero are very valuable.
Oh yes, you know it's a hot rod because it's got a rat fink.
What? It's not a bad
Boom, daddy.
This was probably kind of cool once upon a time. I just want to buy everything.
Where do we start?
Anyway.
With this little Ford right here. Fragile.
It's French.
One of them French cars.
Two-wheel drive variant of the SX4 here, the Spirit.
Oh.
What a shame. Ha! Look at that bullshit.
Painted on.
I love it. This isn't bad. We could upgrade.
I'm in.
Say 69. $390. 2-barrel. That sumbitch would run, guaranteed. CTCAutoRanch.com.
Yes. We have little friends over here.
Hey, this one's a 4-speed.
Ooh. Is this where you get our matching Mustangs?
It's not a Cobra. I guess you could make it one. Is it a V8? Oh, wow. It's the V6. Look how tiny that little thing is.
It's adorable.
Well, that's a hard pass.
Yep.
Yeah, 63 Grand Prix. There's not much left of it, though, is there? I'd buy this. I need to ask him about that one. Ranchero.
Not a thing in there.
Nothing in there. Nothing. The Torino wagon has a Cleveland in it. That doesn't help us. Another Ranchero there.
Oh.
We got a plethora of them. That's a Ranchero GT Fender in the bed of that one. They're gone. This place just keeps going. It'd be so cool to come down here and build a car here.
Yeah.
You know, we could probably make that happen if all of you guys go buy something from CTC Auto Ranch and tell them that you heard about it on Pole Barn Garage, you know. Just saying. But you got to buy something. I mean, don't just bother the guys.
Uh-oh.
Not again. I've been lured by the cactus. Not for this one, though. This one is
Okay.
it's in the proximity of it.
Yeah.
That's a 62 Catalina. It's a car I've really wanted for a long time. And
The cactus is near it. It's fate.
I do like cactuses. And
Yep.
Pontiacs.
They go together. Like cactuses and Pontiacs.
Like peanut butter and poison. Buildable car. 72 Gran Torino Sport. It's got a Cleveland in it. Bench seat. In a Sport. Seen better days, but it's pretty solid. Yeah, other than that part.
Just ignore that part.
I bet there's enough parts around here to put it together. That was a good little side trip there, and it didn't let the car cool off at all, so perfect. It's getting warmer. It's Texas for some reason. It's warmer in Texas. Okay. Anyway.
Right words, wrong order.
Good start.
On the road again.
Well, we've stopped somewhere in Texas. I have no idea where. We can get some fuel. I don't even know if we need it, but need to give this thing a little bit of a break. It's not doing bad. It's just ragged edge. It's starting to get hotter out here. It's probably close to 90 degrees, and you know, naturally it's going to run a little warmer. So I'm not too concerned about it, though. Looks like our Amazonian fuel cell might be leaking a little bit. Another 10 gallons. I don't know what that means, but we use 10 gallons. We are finally just below the safe mark. So we'll add probably the next fuel stop. It'll need a quart maybe. We might have a slight alignment issue. The inside of this tire is completely bald, and the inside of that tire is also completely bald. Huh. Those were brand new tires. Holy crap. That wore out quick. I can't say I've ever seen tires wear out that quickly. That thing desperately needs a front end alignment. And I heard that this place might be able to help us. 2033 Auto in Weatherford, Texas is going to get it in and attempt to align this thing. I mean, after they get done laughing anyway.
Okay.
Or pissing themselves out of fear. The front end of this car is not good, as we know, but I mean, we got to try to do something. Those guys are super cool. but they accurately determined that the car has no control arm bushings in the front, and it doesn't. So the best I could think of is let's see if we can't find 2 more tires and just put tires on it and maybe get another 600 miles out of them. I mean, I don't care about buying a set of tires, so let's see. Let's go back to this. We stopped at another place. They told us to go here, so now we're going to go back there and buy tires because they don't sell tires. Turpin Tire Center here doesn't have any 14-inch tires. Not surprising these days. So what they're going to do is flip the tires around so I can at least run on new tread-ish. Yep. Unfortunately, we lose our white letters, but we gain tires. Those are good for another 600 miles at least.
We'll see.
Oh, we have brand new tires again.
Yeah. Not in front of everyone, car.
Come on now, don't embarrass me. Well, you know, you got to figure that that outside part of that tire probably hadn't been touching the ground at all. So they're still brand new, just about. I will say one thing, everybody here is just about as nice as can be. We ain't gonna make it to Dr. Lee's place today, that's for sure. It's already 4:30. We're gonna head on down as far as we can. We might make Stephenville tonight. Tomorrow we'll drive to Bernie, and then I'm afraid we may have to swap this thing for something else and see what we can get ourselves into. So it may not make it all the way to the beach. We'll see when we'll see how this all plays out, I suppose. It's me. 58 Chevy.
Little truck. Casa Decor, did you know that means decor for your house?
Does it?
Yeah, it sure does.
Well,
Yeah.
you're practically Spanish. Onwards to Stephenville. Driving very slow and careful as to not die.
We eventually got so desperate that we resorted to flagging down strangers and offering to trade the station wagon for their vehicles.
See if this guy here will trade. Hey!
You want to trade?
You want to trade that truck?
You want to trade?
Do you want to
Really,
trade?
though? Really? Do you want to trade?
I'm trying to get rid of it.
There's a Conoco.
All right.
You never know.
Damn it. It didn't work.
Yeah.
He said he liked it, but he likes his truck better. Smart man.
Very understandable. That's a great truck. Well, we tried, baby.
Hey, you want this?
He was a strong maybe there for about 4 seconds, though.
Yeah, well.
Great guy, though.
Oh, yeah, he was
Real
great.
great.
The people are just friendly as hell down here. They don't, you know, it's kind of like, oh, bless your heart kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of the bless your heart looks. Yep, just leave that key in there.
Yeah, suckers.
Mm-hmm. And we have to make the insurance claim. We're gonna be like, it was pristine. Just
Yeah.
don't watch the videos about it.
No.
Don't do that.
Dome light still works.
Sure does.
Headliners still all right.
It's very surprisingly. Yeah. Well,
I want food and bed.
we need these things. Yes.
And then tomorrow we'll make it to Dr. Lee's tomorrow. And then we'll see what happens.
Yep.
It's still here. Unfortunately, our for sale signs didn't work. Check fluids. Get on the road. We only got like 3.5 hours to go. Still fine. Might need a pint. Auxiliary cooling system. Still there. Regular cooling system. Might need a top off. it's like it's pretty much a good car, other than the parts that really aren't, you know?
Other than it could kill us.
Yeah, other than the death part. You know, and I got a lot of comments on the short I just put out looking for trades. Why don't you just fix it? If you guys think there's a chance in hell that any bolt on this thing is coming apart in a parking lot without jack stands, or even if I had a shop to work in down here, I'm not at home. You think I'd get bushings for a 1960 Ford? Maybe. Probably waiting a day or two. And I'm just not attached to the car. You know, I brought the title from the get-go for a reason. And I kind of figured we'd find something else. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't be forced to find something else, but it is what it is. We have new and interesting noises in the back of this morning. They were not there last night, but now they are. I'm going to guess axle bearings as well. All the more reason to get where we're going soon. Sound worse than mine.
That gives us a little bit of hope.
You know, that is something you always got to remind yourself of. I have seen crackheads drive really sketchy things for thousands of miles. And, you know, as long as you... What would a crackhead do? You know, I mean, I need to get that bracelet made, I think. WWCD.
Not sure if that's the best life motto, but it might work for a car.
There.
I can't even fly a paper airplane.
I played flight sim. I have 114 more miles to go to Dr. Lee's place.
Yay!
We're getting there. Last fuel stop before we get to Dr. Lee's place. You know, it's doing all right on fuel. It's running okay. It's just running a little warm. And the tires are going to be gone soon. Mysteriously, we've actually started to wear the outside of the tires. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
There we go.
Holy shit, look at that dragon.
Oh, and dinosaurs. Wow, that place was...
As we marched forward into Texas Hill Country, the station wagon became more and more treacherous on the windy asphalt roads.
Got pretty good whiffs of gear lube going on. If you guys remember earlier in the video, the axle bearings are pretty bad in this, and I ignored them. Well, turns out that might not have been the move. Kind of like everything else I ignored. Although, they did make it this far. I mean, we've gone 750 miles or so. I mean, I'm kind of impressed, actually. I'm definitely smelling gear lube. It's probably the seals are gone back there. And we've only got 45 more miles to go. I think it's time for this thing to find a new home. So the last time I was driving these roads, it was in a 1976 Pontiac Grand Prix with no control arm bushings and no tie rods. It's funny how this just keeps happening over and over again. It's weird. Anyway, Cody made it home alive in that one after we went through the front end, but that's a lot easier to do on those cars than these. Oh my God. This last 30 miles or so here is going to make or break us. This Audi behind us is going, what the hell? It's not that bad. Meanwhile, I'm white knuckling this thing.
Sorry, Audi.
he got tired of smelling the gear lube.
Probably.
Oh, you can hear the tires squealing.
Oh, yeah. It's all content, right?
We're getting every mile this car has out of it.
Man, I hope it's got about 30 some more left. I think she does.
I think so too. We just got to go easy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Every time you turn, it sounds like we're drifting.
Sounds like I'm doing something marvelous.
Yeah.
We're doing 40.
We're surviving, and that's pretty marvelous at this point.
I can't express enough just how terrifying this car has been. I can usually kind of cover that up, but this one's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Well, now the tires are squealing even when we're going straight.
God.
Very exciting thing unfolding right now.
15 more miles. 15 more. Come on, be good. Be good. We got a guy with cash and trailer. Oh, Dr. Lee, help! We have made it to the famous Dr. Lee's place. I want to check out some of his projects. The car barely made it here. Yeah, it's time for a cold beer and just visit with friends, you know. We'll be going to Galveston after this. You're probably going to see that in a part 2, I'm afraid. This has just been hell. So let's go see what Dr. Lee's working on, though. You got 2 of these, right?
Yeah, I've got that's a 67. I've got a 64 as well.
That's a cool car.
That's a very cool car.
This is the new one.
Yep. Came out of Wyoming. Little rust here and there. Rockers need to be replaced. Cab supports need to be replaced. But other than that,
It's a short box 4x4, though. I mean, that's got to be
with a 4-speed.
what, a few hundred of them?
Kind of rare.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a 350, not a 6. And it's got a gun rack.
Got a gun rack. And goat ropers need love to sticker. As the song goes. As you can see, we are airborne.
You work like I do.
Maybe a little better.
No, your stuff runs. Mine's been like this for years.
I don't know about that. It runs at the moment. This is the one that was right down the way, right? The guy
Yeah,
had
it
it
was
in the
right
field.
up at the top of the hill. I drove past it for 20 years trying to buy it, and they would never sell it. So it sat out in the Texas weather with no roof on it for all those years.
Oh, no.
Lady finally passed away, and kids couldn't afford the house, so they had to sell everything. And the one who owned this was in Vermont, I believe, and he decided he didn't want to have to come down here and dig it out of the earth it had sunken into in the last few years. So finally got it. I was actually wanting to make this Matt's first car.
Oh,
A
really?
father-son project
Yeah.
20 years ago, you know.
Well, it's getting done now.
Yeah, we're gonna scoot this out of the way and then put that on a rotisserie and put all new sheet metal on it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you got. I remember the cow panel was rotted out of it.
Yeah,
a
it
little bit.
rotted out. And fortunately, they had rhino lined the floors, and I've scraped most of that off. And you talk about a job that's not very rewarding.
I have a buyer on the station wagon.
Oh, good.
That is Doug.
I love dog.
We're gonna go meet him in town here, and hopefully pedal this piece of crap. I mean, fine automobile, and we're just gonna dump all our stuff in Dr. Lee's yard. He doesn't mind. It's fine. Everything's fine. Rip likes it. I tried to sell it to him. He said he'd take it, but he don't got no thumbs.
Well, I was going to try to sell Rip to you.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Rip, come on.
That's it.
Fish will love you.
Fish and Rip would have a good time together.
We would love you. But there's no way. That would break your papa's heart.
Yeah.
It's a shame Jess doesn't like animals. That's the only
I don't
Yeah,
at
I know.
all.
She just she doesn't like dogs.
No, not the doggos.
Or bugs or
cats,
Birds,
or
cats,
horses, or
horses,
cows, or goats, or
livestock.
a lost spider.
I saw y'all cleaning out what, brown recluse?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like those.
But we have scorpions here.
That's okay. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I've been hit by one of those before. That sucks, but
It does. But at least it doesn't last for months. like
yeah, you don't have
brown
to stuff
recluse.
gauze in your leg. I don't want to do that.
I think we found a sucker. I mean, a potential buyer.
No, I'm gonna take it.
It's a pretty good car, really. It just needs it needs more help than I can do on the road.
I love it, man.
Like the auxiliary cooling system?
I do.
It works.
Yeah, I've had to do stuff like that before.
Sorry.
Is the JB well still holding? Sorry.
That's bubble gum. That wasn't in the budget. Yeah, so he bought it, so we don't have a car anymore. Oh,
I like camping, don't you?
yeah. At least got a nice front yard. All right, well, thank you, sir.
You as well, thank you.
Appreciate it, and we're off to go try to find something else. And you will see that adventure in part 2 of this absolute vacation from hell that this has become. So we'll see you guys next week on Pole Barn Garage, and wish me luck, because I literally have no idea what we're doing. There's no plan. I don't know anything at all. It's a seat of our pants. What am I going to come up with in the next 3 or 4 hours?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye now.
Station wagon went to a very good home where it's going to be loved for and cared for and repaired properly, which is what it deserves. However, here's a sneak peek of what we get into next time.
Rancheros are actually built on station wagon platforms. So this is still the same thing.
Just smile on that man's face.